Hello, everyone. I'm Dan.
And I'm Riley.
And welcome to the next episode of That One Podcast.
This week, we are happy to be joined by Holly from Horton's Home and Garden right here in Tipton. We talk the history of Horton's and what it's been like growing up in the family business and how what they plan on doing this fall. They have upcoming markets that we talk about. So it's just a really good conversation with one of the longer standing businesses in Tipton. They're approaching their 50-year anniversary next year. So it's a great conversation about running a retail business in a small town like Tipton.
So let's get into the next episode and see what Holly has to say.
All right, Holly, thank you for joining me on That One Podcast. We're excited to talk about one of the longer standing businesses in Tipton. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so Holly is a part of, I wouldn't say you run it yet because your parents are still involved, but Horton's Home and Garden right here on the square in Tipton. It's been a staple for many, many years, and you're at the main intersection in town. So let's start with how long Horton's has been in business and talk about the beginnings, how it got started.
Yeah, so we've been here for quite a few years. Started 49 years ago, actually, with my grandparents, Bud and Nancy. And they started it actually as a hardware store, not the home and garden that it is today.
Yeah.
And they weren't originally from here. My grandfather was actually a manager of the old Danner's Five and Dime. So he was known as kind of like their fix-it man. He would go into a store, build it up, kind of fix the issues with it. Once it was back up to their standards, he would move on. The whole family moved 8 times around Indiana.
Wow.
And Tipton was the place that really stuck with them. So when he retired from that job, they both knew that they wanted to create their own business. And when the time came to decide where their location was, Tipton always came back to them. It was always the people, the charm, the downtown. They just loved their time here. So they moved the whole family back here, started their business in 1976.
Wow.
As a hardware store. Yeah. So
next year will be 50 years.
Next year will be 50 years.
That's exciting.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my parents took over about 30 years ago. And when they took it over, there was so many different hardware stores in town. Then when my grandparents started, and the big box stores were coming around, so they kind of had to pivot and adapt to what Tipton didn't have at the time. And it definitely grew over the years. Yeah. We just started with a little 10 by 10 section of the home and garden, and now it's taken over the entire store. And that has definitely been our heart and soul in what we have there. So it's definitely changed a little bit since the hardware store.
Yeah. But that's what you do as a business. You adapt and you see what's needed, what are people looking for, and then you make it work.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
What do you think has allowed Horton's, we're approaching 50 years, which is incredible. What do you think has allowed Horton's to stay such a recognizable part? Is it location? Is it customer service, the quality of goods? From your standpoint, what do you think it's been?
Yeah, definitely all of that. I would say mainly we have a lot of events in our store.
Okay.
We have markets where we have vendors come and set up. We have workshops. Actually, one of our markets is coming up soon. The autumn market. We'll have vendors set up outside. It's going to be like vintage, artisan, boutiques. It's our 14th year for that. It's very festive. We have all the pumpkins, the mums, things like that.
Okay.
But another thing I would definitely say is we always change up the store. It's either the layout, seasonally. We have customers come in all the time, either weekly or every other week. We want to keep it fresh and new and exciting for them to want to come back time and time again.
Yeah. So it's not like a big box store where it's the same stuff every time you come in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you mentioned your grandparents started it and then it transitioned to your parents. Your parents are still involved, but what has it been like for you growing up around the store? Because it probably has been most of your life that either your grandparents or your parents have been running the business. What has it been like from you being a kid growing up around the business to now you're very heavily involved in it?
Yes. So it's been me, my brother, and my sister. We grew up in the business, and it has been a lot of fun seeing it grow over the years, but it's also been very hard. I've seen so many lessons from my parents being flexible, adapting to the economy, to customers, like what they're looking for. And I just have to say, one of the most important things they've taught me is the relationship with the customers, building that trust, building that consistency that they know that they can come to you for anything they need. It's also been fun too. I remember roller skating in the store down the aisles at night with my brother and sister. Obviously, we're closed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ran into one or two displays and had to fix that. But
I feel like it wouldn't be frowned upon if you were doing it in the middle of the day too. I think people would enjoy it.
It would be fun. Yeah, it'd be kind of retro.
Yeah. So I just can't still believe that it's been almost 50 years, because like next year is a big year for you, obviously 50, but also the Diana
100 years.
100 years. So you're celebrating 50 years. The Diana celebrating 100 years. Probably, I don't know the statistics on this or how factual it is, but probably two of the longest standing businesses in Tipton, I had to guess.
Yeah. I mean, we're technically babies compared to the Diana.
Well, yeah.
But there's lots of others, like McCormick's just celebrated. I forget what number it was, but it was incredible. Lots of other small businesses in town. But yeah, I think the Diana beats us all, honestly.
Yeah. That next year, we'll definitely have to have them on to do something and celebrate them. I know that.
I would love to listen to the history of the Diana. I know a little bit of it, but just to hear it from them would be amazing.
I wonder if the Historical Society has some info on it. Obviously, going to the Diana.
That would be a great addition.
But, just getting a deep dive into, because staying open for 50 years, let alone 100, is an incredible feat.
I mean, the storms that they've had to ride through that has been incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your store, we've talked about the location is like the perfect location, right? It's on the corner of the main intersection in Tipton.
Yes.
So a lot of that means daily driving by, just walking through town. How has the community, the local community, been supportive over the years?
That's a really good question. We've had a lot of loyal customers over the years, and we see them weekly. We know them by name. Definitely small town vibes there. But honestly, most of our customers are from out of town. 90% of our customers are. Wow. But that's just because Tipton's a small town. A store like ours probably wouldn't survive unless we actually went out. We rely heavily on marketing, social media. We've had booths in other towns before, and that just kind of draws people back to town.
Yeah.
We've done that. That's worked out well. And honestly, the support of other local shop owners and businesses. We'll have customers come into town. They'll recommend them to us. We'll do the same thing with them. That's unheard of in this day and age. Everyone's at each other's necks. But the support of that is incredible and something I do not take for granted, because I know other towns don't have that.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a lot of support there.
Yeah. So you talked about a large majority of your customers are from out of town. You mentioned going and doing different events, but how have you grown that over the years, right? How have you been able to put Hortons on the map? Because Tipton is small compared to, we always talk about Hamilton County and compare Tipton to Hamilton County, we're babies compared to that. But
exactly.
How have you gone even beyond? Obviously Hamilton County is the closest one, but communities outside of Hamilton County, how have you been able to put Hortons on the map to those people?
I would say something that my parents have taught me is that we all sink or swim together. Using marketing as on like Facebook, Instagram, creating posts, reels, just pushing it out there so that other people can see it. A way to do that is to make Tipton a destination location. And we definitely are. We've got the cafes, we have the boutiques, we have the beautiful walkable downtown. We have groups of people in all the time that are trying to escape the busyness, kind of claustrophobic that they are getting to the south.
Yeah.
Which I understand. Hamilton County has some wonderful things, but they are very landlocked at the moment.
Yeah.
So people are coming to smaller communities for that uniqueness, for that culture, for people to come in and spend the day in town. And so really one of the major things we did was we created a map of the downtown. Everything within walking distance of the courthouse, because people love to walk.
Yeah.
They can come into all these different boutiques, pick up a map that we've created, printed, and distribute. And it's fun for them to come and spend the entire day downtown. They'll come, they'll visit the Field Goods, they'll get some shopping, they'll go to East Street Provisions or the Shack for food. And there's just so much our small town has. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, for the population size of Tipton.
Yeah.
To have this many businesses, unique businesses in our downtown is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
We don't have as many as Noblesville or anything, but
No.
think we probably have more per capita than Noblesville, if I had to guess, right?
Yeah.
Noblesville's, I don't even know what they're at, 80,000 people.
Yeah.
Tipton's 5,000.
A little
right?
over 5,000.
Yeah. So
But the ones we have, they knock it out of the park.
Oh, yeah.
The passion, the drive that they have.
Mhm.
Definitely a town of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep. All we need is a coffee shop. That's my
Yes.
biggest.
A
I know East
sit-down
Street.
coffee.
Yes,
Yeah.
East Street is there, but like a downtown coffee shop is
That would be great to meet up with
my
friends
goal.
and stuff.
Yeah, there's no place to just sit and grab coffee, and
Coffee, pastry, something
yeah.
like that. That would be
that's
great.
my push. So if anybody out there wants to open a coffee shop,
We would vote for that.
yes, absolutely. So over how long have you officially been an employee of the business? Obviously, you've been around it your entire life, but
Yeah.
how long have you been?
Probably since I was a kid, but really, really spending like a lot of time there. Probably 14 or 15.
Wow.
I took over the fudge shop.
Mm.
We make about 3,000 pounds of fudge every year.
Wow.
And my grandmother started that 30 plus years ago. And then she taught my dad. And then my dad taught me how to do it. And I started when I was 14 making that fudge. And I'm still
Wow.
making it to this day. So
That's awesome.
definitely come in for some pumpkin pie fudge this season.
Ooh,
it is to die
Pumpkin
for.
pie.
Yeah. it's
I've never
really
even
good.
heard of that.
Pumpkin pie fudge tastes just like it. So
Okay.
good. Yeah.
All right. So how have you, seen Tipton change over the years? Not just the downtown, but just Tipton in general. Your family's been a staple here, so you've been involved in the community. How is it is there any big shifts that you've seen or anything like that over the past 15, 20 years?
I'd probably say just since like when I was a little kid, just riding my bike around town, just seeing all the empty buildings, just going through town. And now to see new businesses popping up on just about every street.
Yeah.
The cafes, the restaurants, the boutiques, and each one is its own entity. Like no one's copying another. Each one's different. I mean, we've got a lot of thrift shops too, which is great. And I mean, we've got an amazing library. Our park is beautiful. The trails, that is definitely a draw. We actually have quite a few customers that come in to use our park, to use the Tipton pool, to use our trails.
Yeah.
Because of the quality of them. It's beautiful. They're looking for that small town.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What role do you think a business like yours plays in getting people in a small town, keeping people in a small town, and instead of, I guess what I'm trying to say is what role does a business like yours, a business like Urban Homestead do to attract people to the community? Because it is a small town, but we are trying to grow. I think every business owner is trying to attract more people. How do you see yourself fit into that?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say small businesses like Urban Homestead, all the boutiques anchored in Hope, the Diana even, really bring a certain identity to each town. Small businesses are just so vital to the progress in downtown of businesses. Yeah. Each town is so unique and different. Some towns are into the arts. Some towns are into like river walks or their tourism. Ours is definitely, I would say, the entrepreneurship, all the different shopping and boutiques and destinations that it is, really create a certain culture and identity that each town is so different. Mm-hmm. And that has really helped ours grow, helped our business grow, helped other stores pop up, and interest in people wanting to invest in back into our community.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pride, honestly, being proud of where you live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And talking about growth, and we've talked about adapting, and, your family has had to adapt and change. It was a hardware store. Now it's a home and garden store. The emergence of online shopping has definitely been a strain for a lot of small businesses, in the sense that, do I really need to go into town to buy something if I can just order it on Amazon and it's here tomorrow morning?
Mm-hmm.
How have you adapted? How has Horton changed to still keep that local charm and still keep the business going, even with the abundance of online shopping now?
Mm. Yeah, that is always hard to compete with, especially with like Amazon, the big companies. You get like free shipping, all these different perks.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is like the customer service, also the things that we offer. We have a lot of different things under one roof. We have a garden center. We have a boutique. We've got clothing, books. We've got the fudge shop, as I talked about before. We have the custom blinds and shutters. And a lot that goes into that is because it is a family owned and operated business. Everyone uses their gifts and talents, and you can really see that when you walk in for customers. Like my dad, he heads up the garden center in the spring when it's crazy busy, and he also does the custom blinds and shutters. He does that all over central Indiana.
Wow.
So that's a lot of what he does in the business. My mom, she is the merchandising mastermind is what we call her.
Awesome.
Everything that goes into the shop isn't just like a bulk thing that you would get in Amazon, Walmart, that type of thing.
Yeah.
She handpicks everything. It's all curated for our customers, for our store. And then my sister, she is the shop manager, also known as the chaos coordinator. Thank you, Katie. And she has insane organizational skills. She schedules everything. She reorders. She makes sure we're all on the same page. She troubleshoots a lot. And then her husband, Jordan, also works for us.
Oh, wow.
He is our in-house carpenter. So all the displays we have are hand-built by him.
Wow.
They're unique. So every time the customers come in, it's something you're not going to see at another place. So that's a big draw too. And then he's also my dad's right-hand man for the custom blinds and shutters that we have there. Then we also have a couple other crew members, Audrey and Grayson. Thank you guys. You are amazing. But yeah, just like everyone using their gift and talent inside the business makes it that much more unique and brings in customers and people and gives that excitement every time they come in.
Yeah. So what are some of the other challenges? I guess one of my questions from what you just said is, how does your mom go about finding items or whatever to bring into the store? And how does she, is there specific, just the back end of how that works? Is she going out to other stores and other communities and bringing stuff back? Is it she finds things through trusted retailers and then orders them? How does that process work?
Yeah. So she spends a lot of time picking everything and curating everything for the shop. A lot of it is other wholesalers that she gets it from. She probably has 50 plus other wholesalers, and it depends on the seasons that she's in. But she will go through their catalogs, their websites. They've gone to shows before. It's just a really big investment of her time going into that. Plus, she has to think months in advance. I know no one wants to talk about Christmas. We're in September, but just to give you a little bit of an idea, right after our Christmas season is done, January 1st, she is back in it.
Wow.
And getting orders ready for next Christmas. So she has to have that idea in her mind of what are we going to have? What's going to be our theme? What are the customers going to want? What's the trend for this year? That type of thing. I can't think what I'm going to do next week, let alone a year from now.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. But they also go on a lot of trips to buying trips for vintage and antiques. That's another big part of the store that we have. So they'll go to Ohio, Michigan. I mean, we've gone to Texas before. And it's a lot of fun finding those unique pieces to add to the shop. Bringing that old and that new together is a lot of fun. But it's a lot of investment on her time
Yeah.
to make the shop the way it is.
Yeah. And you mentioned going to different stores. One of the things I saw on your social media maybe a month or two ago is you did a whole series of traveling and highlighting different, I don't know if it was individual stores, but going to different small towns and getting inspiration. Can you talk about the idea behind that? And, was it you? Was it your mom? And, was it more of just an inspirational type trip, or were you going with the goal of bringing some of the antique, unique items back?
Yeah, absolutely. I would probably say my parents started that years ago when Tipton was a lot smaller. We didn't have nearly as many customers. They were they always try to make the store better. They always have a drive to up their game one year after another. Like, even if it was a good year, they're like, what can we do next year to make it an even better year for our customers, for us, for our crew, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So they would go on like buying trips. They'd go on what you would call inspirational trips to these small towns that are really just doing it well. They've got a little bit of everything. Their social media is off the charts. These unique places that you can get so much inspiration from. And Franklin, Tennessee is where I went recently. And yes, I highlighted lots of other boutiques, shops, cafes, kind of what their main street's doing, a little bit of their history, because Tipton's got a lot of great history as well. But Franklin, Tennessee is just so rich in their downtown. I think they were named Main Street USA.
Wow.
Like, out of everything in the nation.
Yeah.
So they've got it going on. But I also posted it as a way to inspire some of the other places around here.
Yeah.
Some people cannot get away from their businesses to go do something like that. And I was only down there like 3 days. It was a really quick trip. But I walked my feet off because I wanted to get to so many places.
Yeah.
And to really promote what they have down there. It's a great place. And I know Tipton can take a little bit piece from that and create something amazing.
Yeah. Would you say that's your favorite place you visited, or do you have
If
any
I
others
ever
that
moved
stand out?
anywhere, it would be to Franklin, Tennessee. My brother lives down there now too. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a great place. It reminds me very much of Tipton, only, on a much larger scale.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but it's good to get that inspiration from other towns that have had success on a bigger scale and being able to share that, not just with your followers and your customers, but with the other businesses. I know you talk to a lot of the other business owners and share some of that inspiration. So it's really cool idea to be able to do, because again, not everybody, you mentioned, they can step away from their business. A lot of people, they're in their shop every single
24/7.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even on the days that they're closed, they're working on the business. So it can be tough to get away. What are some of the other challenges? We talked about the online shopping is a big one. What are some of the other challenges of running a retail business in a small town like Tipton?
I'd say probably one of the main things is foot traffic. When you're in a smaller town, you don't get as many people coming by, as many cars. It's not a main highway through town anymore, so you don't get that traffic. But on the other hand, on the flip side of that, you would lose what makes Tipton Tipton. You would lose the charm. You would lose the peace. You would lose a lot of the walkability. As we were talking about before, a lot of other towns, because they have so much traffic going through, it's kind of a deterrent if you just want to relax and have a group of friends to come and visit. That's what we have a lot of customers come in. And they're coming from these towns it's just hard to walk through. They have all these options, but you lose so much of that. And Tipton has that charm that people are looking for when they come into town.
And it's not even just being able to walk around. Parking is a huge issue.
Yes.
So I grew up in Noblesville, born and raised, and, I saw it when I was a kid. It was much smaller than it is now. And compared to what it is, it's like, I'm in the Noblesville Facebook groups and everything. It's like just the constant complaining of parking downtown.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have more people to work with being a retailer in downtown Noblesville, but you also have to deal with people complaining about parking. Whereas you come to Tipton, one, you have a parking lot right next to your store, which is awesome. But downtown parking, there's a ton of it, right? You could probably go out there, not right now. So we're recording this on the Wednesday of Pork Festival.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of downtown parking at the moment, but any other week of the year, I mean, there's tons of parking on the north side of the courthouse. The west side, there is limited, but there's still a ton of
Lots of
parking, even
street
just on
parking.
the off streets coming out from downtown. You walk less than a block and there's parking.
I've never had anyone complain about parking before, except for probably like at big events.
Yeah.
Is probably the only thing. But yeah, there's public parking lots every other street. So you've got street parking. Plus, I mean, if you want to park in our parking lot and shop local, we don't care. We're just thankful that you're here spending your time in Tipton. So
prefer if you go into Hortons too.
Yeah, pick up some fudge, something like that.
Yeah, as long as you make a quick stop in there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been in it since you were a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite part of the day-to-day life at Hortons?
Probably working with my family. I know a lot of families, some of them just can't work together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, we've had our ups and downs. We've learned a lot about communication. That's huge. But yeah, just working with them is so much fun. The customers too. We recently started doing workshops where the customers will come in, we'll teach them about plants, seasonal things, stuff like that. That's really been a fun thing to do because during the day-to-day, sometimes it's too busy to talk to them about that. And when we have workshops, it's really one-on-one and you can really build those relationships with customers and you get to know a little bit more about them than just them stopping by to grab something. So yeah, probably working with my family and probably the customers.
Awesome. Yeah. Is there a particular memory or tradition from the store that really stands out to you? You mentioned rollerblading through the aisles as a kid, but is there anything over the years that's like, you've mentioned the workshops and everything, anything beyond that that's like, man, that's a favorite memory of mine, or I love doing this every single year?
Mm-hmm. I would probably have to say the Christmas open house that we have. It's always the first weekend in November, and we shut down that entire week. So the store's closed, and it is absolute Christmas chaos. Mm-hmm. There are trees everywhere. We have carols over the speakers, Christmas music blaring, and just people are putting ornaments on trees, and our whole crew's there. Yeah. It's so much fun, and we do that every single year, and it's just a really fun time to reconnect with the crew, to create something beautiful, because it really is a Christmas wonderland. We are decked out floor to ceiling for Christmas. And every year, that's my favorite time.
Yeah. When you said that's the first week of November?
First weekend in November.
Nice.
It's a Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our Christmas open house. It is so fun. And then the autumn market's coming up. That's September 27th. We'll have vendors for that. So those are our two last big events for the year.
Awesome.
It's crazy. We'll be in 2026.
Yeah. So you're not like some of the bigger box stores that have Christmas out in July, right?
No, Christmas arrives in July, but we make sure it goes in the back room until a bit later. Yeah, awesome. No, not in July.
Yeah, that's like, not to throw shame on it, the big box stores, but it's like walking into Hobby Lobby and it's like middle of the summer and they have their Christmas out already. It's like, that just makes me not want to buy stuff from them because I'm not ready for Christmas.
Yeah, I was like, let's at least get through Halloween or Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So what does the store look like right now, currently?
Right now it is very fallish. We have all of our mums. We have a lot of like coneflowers. Our corn stalks and straw bales just arrived the other day.
Nice.
So getting ready for the market prep. We just redid several displays in the shop. So yeah, very festive right now for fall. Plus, Pork Festival's coming up. So we're getting ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what would you say is the busiest season for you?
I know we're getting into the holidays, but that is a close second. It's spring season. March through May. It's a very short time, but we are running like crazy around the shop during that time. We have a garden center.
Yep.
So all of the greenhouses outside that now have the mums, and they'll soon have pumpkins. In the springtime, we have perennials, we have annuals, we have herbs, veggies, just about everything you can think of for your garden.
Yeah.
And it is absolute chaos, but we love helping customers figure out what they want to do this year for their garden. We have a lot more people canning than they have ever before because, grocery prices are just skyrocketing. Yep. So anytime that people can plant, they will do that. especially with like the flowers around their home, just to make everything ready for summer and fall. So yeah, that's probably our busiest season.
Yeah. So it's not just flowers. You do garden plants, all that.
Yes,
type of stuff.
veggies, herbs, perennials. A lot of people will come to us for advice on like, hey, what can I plant in the sun or the shade, or what's going to come back next year, that type of thing.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. I completely understand the chaos of it. My aunt and uncle own a chain of garden centers across Indiana. Yeah. Have you ever heard of Gooseberry Creek Gardens?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my aunt and uncle.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yep. So I completely understand the chaos. It's like March is just insane. Admittedly, I don't know anything about plants. So I'm always the muscle behind the operation of because theirs differs in the sense that they set up and tear down every single year. They don't have dedicated places all year. So they have 5 locations and we have to go around and set up 5 greenhouses. Some of them have 2 smaller ones. So it's like setting up multiple greenhouses. It is pure chaos.
That is chaos. And I can't imagine more than one location.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know what you mean about like not knowing a lot of like the plant knowledge and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I have a question, I will go back to mom and dad because they are the ones, they're the pros. They're the ones that know. I've learned a lot over the years, but I'm nowhere close to the amount of knowledge that they have gained over the years.
Yeah,
and
it's
learned
crazy.
a lot from customers too. I mean, we're Tipton, Indiana. It's a farming community.
Yeah.
The amount that I learned from the customers is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lots of great tips.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. You mentioned you've been doing the fudge for a very long time.
Yeah.
Would you say that's your favorite product or section in the store, or do you have another one?
Fudge always holds a special place in my heart because that's where I started in the shop, was the fudge area. So that is my number one area of the shop. I would also have to say close second would be houseplants. I have so many houseplants at home, and I've been able to bring that to the shop too. So we go out to greenhouses and pick up all these houseplants because during the wintertime, January, February, it's rough.
Yeah.
You've got snow, you've got ice, Christmas is over. There's really no major holidays you're looking forward to. And houseplants, especially during that time, are just very much needed to your home to add a bit of green while you're waiting for springtime to come.
Yes.
So the houseplant greenhouse that we have in the shop, that's probably my second favorite.
Awesome. Yeah. Do you have a funny customer story or
many.
Anything memorable from a customer that's stood out over the past, several years?
Mm-hmm. I've got so many stories. I'll tell you 2. One was my dad was locking up at night. This didn't happen to me. It was him. He was locking up one night, this a few years back, and he locked 2 customers in the store. And they were people that knew him very well. So as soon as he walks in the door at home, he gets a phone call asking, hey, how do we get out of the store? He's like, what? I was like, you locked us in. The lights are off. We can't get out. It was so funny. So he went back and let him out. He didn't wait till the next day, Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that was funny. And then the other one, it was during spring season with the plants. We have a lot of people, and I've done the same thing. All right, it's not just the customers.
Yeah.
But they will mispronounce the names of plants. And I have been keeping a logbook of the different pronunciations and everything. A customer came in, asked if we carried hostages. And I'm like, hostages? What are hostages? I was like, I know what they are. They're usually in crime movies.
In the back? Yeah.
Like, do you think we just keep people in the basement? What is this? And I finally figured it out. She wanted hostas. They are a perennial, beautiful plant. Yep. And I don't know where she got the G, but hostas became hostages. And I have always loved, every time I laugh at that. But I am the same way. If there's a plant I'm not familiar with, I will probably pronounce it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. But no, I love our customers. They're awesome. They're great.
Those are great stories.
Yeah.
To kind of wrap things up, looking ahead, what's next for Hortons? What do you hope for the future of Hortons in Tipton?
As I said before, we always try and one up the year before that we have done. My parents said that we are always in competition with ourselves. We always want to try and do better the next year, create something new and exciting for customers. So probably just doing what we're doing, adding more to it. We're always adding something new to the shop. But really, just the legacy. I've got a niece and nephew that I would love to see them grow up in the shop like I did. Just keeping the business, a lot of the way that it is.
Yeah.
Just keeping it
There's a
family
reason
owned,
it's succeeded
operated.
for 50 years.
50
right?
years. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see them grow up, but, one's only 3 right now, so she can't quite reach the register to help out yet. So
She can taste the fudge.
she
though.
can taste the fudge. Yeah, there you go. Official taste tester.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And probably another one, I know you're messaging with Dan before this, is keeping your parents around for as long as possible, not
Yes.
letting them retire.
They're not allowed to retire. No. I keep telling them the place would fall apart without them. And that and the fact that we'd probably have to hire 10, 12 people just to replace them
Yeah.
with everything that they do for the shop. Plus, if anything's ever wrong with the shop, my dad immediately knows what it is. He's like the building whisperer. He knows like, oh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
So I would not
It's a lot
be
of
able
wisdom
do
to
that.
replace.
Exactly, too. I'm like, they've been in that building since 1986, because the store actually started in 1976 down where Pizza King and Subway is.
Okay.
That's where it originally was,
Yeah.
and they outgrew that space. This building became available. My grandparents purchased it, renovated it, that type of thing for the shop. And so, yeah, he's been in that building since 1986, so he knows everything there is to know about it.
That's awesome.
I would just guess.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, learning more about the history, the background, everything that you do at Hortons. Do you want to give a final plug for your autumn?
Autumn market?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you. So we have our autumn market coming up. It is September 27th. It's one day only. It's a Saturday. It's 9 to 4. We have vendors come and set up. It's vintage, artisan, boutiques. It's very festive with all the pumpkins, mums. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, Holly, thank you so much again for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.